Salve Regina, Mater misericordiae, vita dulcedo, estes nostra salve.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Peter approached Jesus and asked him, Lord, if my brother sins against me, how often must I forgive him? As many as 7 times? Jesus answered, I say to you, not 7 times, but 77 times. That is why the kingdom of heaven may be likened to a king who decided to settle accounts with his servants. When he began the accounting, a debtor was brought before him who owed him a huge sum. Since he had no way of paying it back, his master ordered him to be sold along with his wife, his children, and all his property in payment of the debt. At that the servant fell down, did him homage, and said, Be patient with me, and I will pay you back in full. Moved with compassion, the master of the servant let him go and forgave him the loan. When that servant had left, he found one of his fellow servants who owed him a much smaller amount. He seized him and started to choke him, demanding, Pay what you owe me. Falling to his knees, his fellow servant begged him, Be patient with me, and I will pay you back. But he refused. Instead, he put him into prison until he paid back the debt. Now when his fellow servants saw what had happened, they were deeply disturbed and went to their master and reported the whole affair. His master summoned him and said to him, You wicked servant, I forgave you your entire debt because you begged me to. Should you not have had pity on your fellow servant as I had pity on you? Then in anger, his master handed him over to the torturers until he should pay back the whole debt. So will my heavenly Father do to you, unless each of you forgives your brother from your heart. The Gospel of the Lord.
When we, like St. Peter, put numbers to the question of forgiveness or to the subject of forgiveness, we are making more complex or more complicated an already complex subject matter. What do I mean? Forgiveness is hard on itself, even for one offense. When you add how many times, it becomes a burden. Know what I mean? How do you count it? Where do you record it? You begin to count 1, you offended me yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 days ago. When you count that, what does that mean? You still have that in your heart. The problem here is, both Peter and Jesus is pointing out that if you're able to count it, then you have never forgiven that. So we have to remove numbers from forgiveness to make it a little bit possible for us to do, because it's hard. To forgive is hard. We think it's easier when we are involved, when we are the victim, we want people to forgive us. But when we are in church, we know that forgiveness is hard. When we are hurt, when we are the one offended, it becomes harder for us to, begin to think many things. So for us to put numbers, how many times? 2 times, 3, 4, or like Jesus Christ said, 77 times? Where do you record that? So what Jesus Christ is challenging Peter is remove numbers, remove figures from the subject of forgiveness. And let go may be hard, but make it simple. You know, our life is already complex. When we put more complexities to our existence, we make things more difficult for us. So let's keep it simple. It may be hard, but the simple thing is let go. When you're able to let go, then forgiveness could follow. But when you don't let go, whatever hurt, no matter how simple, how small, how little, how big, if you don't let go, you cannot forgive. And Jesus Christ said, unless we forgive from our hearts. And so what he's telling us today is put no limits to forgiveness and put no condition to it. If you're able to remove limits and conditions to forgiveness, oh yeah, we begin to take it. We begin to go along. And we begin to practice it, then we begin to learn it. Becomes part of us. That's why you see some people, they could forgive easily, much more than other people. Whereas for some people, they will never forgive. They will keep reminding you of all you have done to them since they know you, since you have been with them, or since you've met them. So brothers and sisters, let's keep it simple. No limits, no conditions. Let go. God bless you.
Regina Celi, letare, alleluia, qui aquae meruisti portare, alleluia, resurrexit sicut dixit, alleluia.